Welcome to Inside Cleveland Sports. Let's look at the scoreboard. Tough week in college football for the state of Ohio. Akron lost to Penn State 21-3. Kent State lost to South Alabama 23-13. Ohio State was shocked by Virginia Tech 35-21. In the AFC North, Cincinnati beat Baltimore 23-16. Cleveland Browns fell to Pittsburgh 27-30. Now it's time for Inside Cleveland. Welcome to Inside Cleveland. I'm your host, John. Yeah, it was rough. God, it was ugly. I mean, but they came back, they fought back, and at the end, it was same old Browns. So, Tank, I'm gonna start with you. What you pull away from yesterday's game? I'm sorry.
What I got out of that game was progression. Yes, the beginning of the game, well, first half, after about the second touchdown, I was ready to just turn it off and go to another football game, see what the other teams had to offer. But stuck with it, came back into the second half, and I was actually really surprised. Their defense stepped it way up. They allowed just 3 points in the second half. Granted, it was the 3 points that put them away, but Brian Hoyer looked sharp out there in the second half. We had unfortunately, Ben Tate got hurt and didn't play much of the second half or the second half at all. Then they started going to Terrence West, who ended up with 100+ yards yesterday. Isaiah Crowell, the undrafted rookie, came in, scored 2 touchdowns for us, he started giving that spark to the offense that we needed. Dante Whitner, he lit up he got the sidelines fired up like he always does.
Yeah, that first half was just terrible. I felt the Browns, when they came out in that second half, they came out with a lot of fire and passion. They came out ready to prove, that they can come out and, take back the league and, basically win this game. I feel is that, our defense we still have to work on our tackling and just overall execution and just playing a lot more physical, from which they showed in the second half. But, I think we need to, just work on the basic fundamentals and then also, just finishing at the game. We got that close to where we're always for the past couple years. We got close where we pulled in and tied the game back up. And overall, we got to be able to finish at the end, or else, you can't win games in this league. And that's just plain and simple.
Yeah, our defense got us to where we needed to be. They stopped them over and over again. Brian Hoyer came down, got us those couple touchdowns, one to Travis Benjamin, and
that was
ran
big.
The ball in twice to Crowell, tied the game up. But they got to keep on going. They can't just stop with that and be excited. Defense did what they needed to do. Offense needs to continue to do what they need to do.
This shows, from an offensive standpoint, this shows how good I believe our running game can be with both Cardwell and Terrence West, and even when we get Ben Tate back in the mix, having those good three backs, we should be able to, establish that identity, which I said in the beginning of recording this that we need, and be able to help, our whole team.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to take a break, and we're going to go to Tank's Fantasy Update. We'll be back in a moment.
This is Tank with the Cleveland Inside Sports Fantasy Update. First, I'm going to start off with the quarterbacks. You have Matt Ryan with 448 yards passing, 31 of 53, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. He is heading off, Andrew Luck, Jay Cutler for the quarterbacks. For the running backs, you have Noshawn Marino with 134 yards rushing, 24 attempts, and 1 touchdown. He's leading DeMarco Murray, Marshawn Lynch, and Arian Foster. Then for the receivers, you have A.J. Green with 131 yards, 6 receptions, and 1 touchdown. Steve Smith, 118 yards, 7 receptions, 1 touchdown. And Julio Jones from the Atlanta Falcons, 116 yards and 7 receptions, no touchdowns.
Welcome back. Now let's talk about our game coming up. We are playing the Saints. The Saints lost also, so this is going to be a must-win for the Saints. Guys, what you think about this game coming up?
I feel, coming up that, the Browns, we still got to go in there with, keep that same fire and same passion and, basically, use our running game to keep Drew Brees off the field and, basically our defense, I think our secondary has to play a lot better, and we're going to have to get to the quarterback this week as well.
Tank?
I think they can get to the quarterback. They showed that a couple times yesterday. They put Roethlisberger on the ground. They caught up to him. He tried his little, I'm going to sit in the pocket, fake this way, fake that way.
He got us one time for a touchdown, so he tried. He completed
and that played at the end.
Yeah, he got us.
But like what Sean was saying, I think that they need to capitalize more on coming out with fire, showing that they want to win like they did in the second half. They did that a lot last year, but it was more so coming out with fire and then just slowly losing it in the second half. This year, although it would be kind of a bad thing to come out looking sloppy in the first half and then have to play catch up every game. But I'd rather see them catch fire in the second half and close out the game instead of, taking that loss. They also should, I think Brian Hoyer should kind of steer away from Dre, that tight end. I don't really like that guy too much.
He had no choice. Cameron went out yesterday with a shoulder injury.
Yes, that's true.
Same injury from preseason. We'll see how that develops.
I'd like to see them incorporate Barnidge a lot more, Travis Benjamin a lot more. You saw he got the touchdown. Hawkins, Miles, they only targeted Hawkins and Miles a total of 3 or 4 times yesterday. You brought them here. Let's use them.
Yeah, well, I think they should use a lot more no huddle next game.
That definitely worked. That was one big factor that came when they started using the no huddle offense against Pittsburgh. I think that'll carry on to this week. And basically, I like to see them play 4 quarters and just finish. We got to be able to finish. If we cannot finish in this league, we will not win games.
I like to say one point. When the when the Steelers come to Cleveland, I'm gonna say it now. I don't think they have a chance of beating us.
Yeah, we're gonna get them back.
All right, guys. The Browns are playing the Saints this week. Who do you like?
After the the surprising loss to the Atlanta Falcons yesterday with Matt Ryan and his big game, 439 yards, couple touchdowns. I'm thinking that Drew Brees and Sean Payton going to come together with the team and come into Cleveland and beat us. I think they're going to win. It's going to be a close game. I'm not going to, throw out a score or anything. I think it'll be a close game, but I think New Orleans is going to take the victory.
What about you, Sean?
I'm with you on that, Tank. The Saints, on offense, they create matchup problems, having Jimmy Graham, and I just don't see Drew Brees having his team, being a leader of his team, taking a second loss. I see them coming in here winning big and at least by 10 points or more, so I'm going with the Saints.
Well, I'm going to go with the Browns. Why? I don't need a reason. I'm just going to go with the Browns. I feel going in this game, the Browns are embarrassed. From the stories of Pittsburgh let up and the play calls just too long in the first half, I just think the Browns are going to come here. They don't want to lose again at home for their home opener. I think the Browns are just going to shock a lot of people. I said that last week, but I think they're going to shock a lot of people.
Here's a fun fact. The last time that the Saints came here to Cleveland, we beat them up pretty bad. And Drew Brees was the quarterback at the time, too.
Well, that's good. Let's keep that tradition going then.
What are we 2-0 against them?
2-0, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's good to hear. Well, for Tank and Sean Patriots, I'm John Miller. Thank you for watching Inside Cleveland Sports. See you next week.